Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the Heart's Frontier. This is our weekly collective live energy oracle reading. So, I am happy to answer questions that people may want to know about themselves and what's going on in your journey today. And I'm also going to start with our weekly live collective energy reading. Now, I see some people are joining, so hello and welcome. Let me know that you're here so I know the comments are working. And also, I kind of want to vote for me not to make the decision today. So you let me know, do you think I should invite Instagram? Yes or no? Because sometimes it's exactly what we need and like the people come in and sometimes it feels like there's only one or two people on there and it's kind of a distraction. So intuitively, what do you all feel? Do you feel like we should invite Instagram to this party today? I'm happy to do either, honestly. Happy to keep them at bay, happy to invite them on in. Let me know so that I know the comments are working. Grab some water. I say no to Insta too. All right. Sounds good. I'm going to listen to Pamela. I don't know why that is. It's funny. Like, I don't know if it's just the energy of what's on the app these days, like who's on the app. Or, yeah, that's the thing, right? Maybe I'll just share. This is what I'll do. I'll share that I'm going live. So if someone is, whoa, I had a video about Scotland playing. If someone wants to join, they can. Whoops. Come to YouTube. For the live weekly collective reading. And let me know how you guys are doing and get your questions answered. Perfect. Shared. Done. Let's do this. Okay. Svetlana, hello. Welcome. Welcome. It is a beautiful, sunny, warm day. Happy Father's Day to any fathers watching. It's funny. I was actually just in a session and doing some healing work around father wounds and father healing. And then it's funny, I called my father after and went, oh, that's really interesting. I didn't make the connection that it's Father's Day and that I was doing that work. So that is pretty interesting. Make sure that's not urgent. No, it is not. Great. Okay. Feeling the importance of grounding today. Been using garnet, which helps. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't have a piece of garnet. What do I tend to use for grounding? I'll usually use clear quartz, and I'll also have some black tourmaline. Black tourmaline and any like hematite tends to help me feel quite grounded. Let's tune into this collective energy for the week. Yes. I was feeling some big family energy. Red jasper. Ooh, I do have carnelian, like red, anything red, I guess. I need to up my crystal game. I didn't bring all my crystals, obviously, because I could only bring so much in my suitcases. I had 2 suitcases when I moved here. But I am feeling that coming back. So maybe in the next couple months, I'll make a crystal wish list and kind of start adding on to that. Okay. Energetic clearing. During crises, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan, the plan that allows you to feel lighter. Oh, thanks, Pamela. That's a good tip. And I just fixed my YouTube videos so that they start showing the live chat replay. So I'll actually be able to find this again to write that down, which is great. Energetic clearing, Kali energy. This is about clearing away. I am feeling like clearing away lies and deception. It's a very harsh kind of term to just say someone is a liar or someone has deceived you, right? But it allows you to also like really take your power back, right? Yeah, and there's this scepter as well that I see. Hmm. I need to look up what Kali's. I really do feel this. I need to look up what Kali's scepter means because there or like trident. It's a trident. I get Kali's trident meaning. It's going to come in handy. There's going to be some use to it. The trident symbolizes consciousness, waking, dreaming, and sleeping. So waking, dreaming, sleeping. Mm. Hmm. Interesting. It's it's feeling very clear to me that there is information coming through in dreams. So if you have been having dreams or daydreams even and not paying attention to them, that is what you're being asked to do this week. In order to reveal, sorry, I'll turn that on Do Not Disturb here. In order to reveal that there is deception and are lies in your world. I do feel, it's okay that that happens to us sometimes. It's okay when there's something that feels not quite right, sort of false, or you get the sense that something is dishonest. It's okay that that exists because it cues you up to what truth truly is and what honesty is as well. That's very interesting energy. Deception. And I'm seeing like deception of the heart. So even if it doesn't feel as blatantly deceiving, it's like there's some sort of story or some sort of revelation that you might have that surrounds this idea of someone deceiving their heart. So it may not be you, it may be someone around you. And that is more what I feel with this collective here today. Pamela says, I had amazing dreams. I love night and I wrote them in my journal. That is great. Oh, I'm so glad you wrote them in your morning journal. It does help cement things. That's something I could do more is actually write the dreams down. But I've been taking my dreams seriously for a good long while in life now. Let's get another abundance card here. And I'm happy to answer any questions. So if you are here and you have a question for me, you'd like to get some clarity on some area of healing in your life, or you would like to know about a certain situation, just tell me about it. Tell me what your question is. I'm happy to offer that out today. Okay, expansiveness. Yeah. So, I mean, after you do this Kali energy of slicing away, if you don't know Kali very well, one of my favorite Kali stories is that there, there was her partner left, okay, and so then she's at home alone in her like it's not super easy to get to her house. I'm just like translating this and kind of making it simple for the sake of it, but it's not very easy to get to her house, and people in town, in the kingdom, in the area around her, were wanting her attention and affection. So many people were vying for her attention. She's quite powerful, and quite violent. And but it's the power that really is seductive to many people. And this is true of, our lives as well, that when you come into a greater place of personal power, sometimes you pick up the energy of people who are looking to get more power themselves, but not actually looking for you and your heart, right? And so she was able to see through deception in such a clear way. And this also really, really makes sense, right? So if you're attaching to someone who is carrying an energy of deception, here's what happened to these liars that were in her kingdom. Okay, so her partner went away for a battle, for a war or something, and people started looking for Kali's attention, and she was not going to go with another. She's like, I'm quite fine on my own, thank you. I'll wait for my partner to come back, and I don't need you, and I don't need all this, attention. And then people started getting more desperate. And so finally, she she had people coming to her door and saying that, lying, saying that they got through because of this and this reason. She'd be like, no, no, turn away, turn away, turn away. Then finally, someone decides to dress up just like her partner. So this person looks just like spitting image, and everyone was confused and thought that that was the partner. And then this person, he finally goes up to her door. She opens the door and allows him in. And so he thinks he's won. He thinks he's won because he's gotten to be inside of her house, because he's gotten through this great barrier of trust that she put up. And instantly, when he closes the door, she slices his head off. And so she's often pictured holding a skull, wearing a necklace of skulls of liars. Okay. So she's not vicious just for the sake of it. She's vicious in this divine feminine sense to say, I am completely clearing away all that which does not serve our collective greatest good and highest truth. And truth being the critical, important concept of that. I love Kali. She's some great, fierce energy. I have needed some Kali in my life because I have welcomed in many people in my life who have been deceptive in some way and needed to completely clear. Yeah, I love that you love Kali. That's awesome. So, expansiveness on the other side of slicing, we have expansion. We have great power. We have great energy, right? With really clear boundaries, you have full energetic expression. So, eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. So, it is only yourself and ego and perception that would put in a limitation or barrier, right? Everything else, everything that's eternal and lasting, like love is this endless pool that you can dip into. Creativity, the same, right? Creation energy is something that is constantly available because every single day, every single second, every single minute of every day, there is creative energy flowing and things are happening. Things are being generated and created. And so you can choose to be in that pool, or you can choose to stand looking into it, wishing that you were swimming. Okay. Oh, interesting. I have two cards coming out here that, like, in my personal life, have come out and given me a very strong message about family, and about children. So I'm interested in the fact that they both showed up together today here. And I, I think I'm avoiding reading them, which is really hilarious. So I will get to that in just a minute after these Earth Magic cards. I mean, I am pulling what I feel drawn to pull next, but it's funny because these ones already came out and aren't ready to be spoken about yet. Veiled fog. So this is very much about that kind of like something is deceiving you, something is hidden, truth to be revealed. I do feel like a lot of that energy. Also, you can see it as veiled with like with a bridal veil. Like I am feeling for some people bridal, or like there's something with like a waterfall that's coming up. It's really interesting. Like, is bridal falls a thing or veil? I don't know. There's something that's coming up into my mind about that. I'm not sure what it is. Been working on detaching some family dynamics. Ooh, and I see your question, Pamela. I will totally get back to that. Anyone else that you're watching, please feel free to submit a question. Just let me know what you'd like to hear about today. I'm feeling pretty flexible. Like I can kind of flow to even just general areas. I'm feeling in a good speaking flow today. Okay. I'm also feeling like a lot of, it's funny, I'm feeling like my nose running, like a lot of like congestion clearing. And so that is like my sign. If I'm doing a reading, I'm feeling like things are clearing out of the way, like clearing sight, because it's kind of coming up this way. Often I'm doing throat clearing, but right now it's like all up here. I don't really have allergies, so. Svetlana, I love that question for you. I can't wait to get to that. All right. So sniffy now. So this energetic clearing that we're doing, this Kali energy clearing, is going to allow you to see more clearly, So when you keep an attachment to something that totally isn't helping you, right? Like some sort of belief that doesn't serve you. Once that clears, it's like, whoa, I'm able to see lots of things more clearly. It's like when you've had your eyes closed for a long time, if you're ever like meditating or something outside and then you open your eyes again, you're like, whoa, everything's technicolor. The world is so bright, and like colors look richer and that flower looks like it's waving to you. And it's just a totally different perspective. That's what it feels like. It feels like some of us in this collective right now have our eyes closed about something. And then as soon as our eyes are opened by learning information or by slicing something away completely energetically or by truth being revealed, we're going to turn into a technicolor state of alignment. Okay, we also have act as if your partner is here. Act as if your partner is here. So I like this. This says, whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they're with you, so you will always consider them. Are you carrying on in life right now in accordance with your goals, right? It doesn't need to be a partner specifically for this. It could also be, say Pamela's creative project, right? Act as if you're, and also Pamela's been writing about your future partner. So it all makes sense. Acting as if your partner is already here in your life means also treating yourself as if you already have that partner in your life. And how would you feel then? How would you feel? How would you allow yourself to act? What kind of standard would you hold, right? Are you keeping, this is something I was doing today. I was like tidying my place up because me on my own, I'm like, well, I'm pretty forgiving of myself. I can handle, valuing my work and my creative and my rest time before I value like a super tidy house. And then I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to act as if someone was just going to be coming over. Because if someone was just going to be coming over, I'd like to be open to that. Right. And so keeping your space as open to that is a part of welcoming in your next partner as well. I'm not heavily focused on an ex partner. And at the same time, I love the idea that my life is genuinely open. And because it is flexible and open to that, it actually creates much more of an environment for them to feel ready to do that walking in. Walk right in. What says? Walk right in. Step right down. Do 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 do. That's an older song. What is that? I don't know what that song's actually called. Angie, Alexandra, I see your questions. I'm really excited. Is it called Sunshine Day? I'm curious what it's called. Okay. When I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. So this is so true, right? When you feel really grateful for the current life that you have and everything that currently exists, the fact that you're able to eat and breathe and you have loved ones and you have a place to live in, right? If you're joining us here, then you have technology. That's such a luxury. We tend to think of it as an expectation, but you know how many people in the world have no access to technology? Like, there's still many people who have no access, or if they had the technology, they wouldn't know what to do with it. How beautiful is it that you even have the ability to sit here and hang out with us and watch this, How beautiful is it for me that I get to hang out and connect with all of you right now? It is. Okay. When I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. So it's almost like, and this is definitely relating to love because there are a few love questions coming in as well. Um, mm, mm. This one says, I need to read this one next. It says, this is part one of the heavy double hitter cards that I was telling you about. They even match, eh? They like look like they go alongside each other. When I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true love nature. It can be really easy to step out of alignment with appreciation and to step out of alignment with your true loving self and your heart and your true love nature. When you look at what's outside of you and are not grateful, right? When you don't come into that place of full appreciation right now, it can be really difficult because how on earth then are you going to share that joy of life with someone, right? Ideally, you're not in a place of resistance, frustration, and disappointment, then you meet someone and, oh, they make everything better. Ideally, you're in a place of appreciation and gratitude, and someone comes in that absolutely amplifies all of that with you. It's like mind blowing then how beautifully receiving you can be. And that is our true, like, our true higher state to reside in, is to be in this like really appreciative, joyful, and abundant feeling. That's very important. And I love that in the act as if your partner is here, right? Act as if you already have a partner and life is so exactly what you'd like it to be. It's just that like your partner happens to not show up physically, but they are there energetically with you, you know, if you could somehow wrap your mind around that. And then we have this one. I am patient, knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. So we are going to avoid timeline questions today. That's just how I'm feeling. We're going to avoid timeline questions today, but I'm going to get to everything else and all the in between. Helping us create a sense of appreciation also allows us to feel more patient, because often we're impatient because we have dissatisfaction, a lack of gratitude, or a lack of appreciation, or a lack of joy about what currently exists in our life. So we are impatient, hoping and waiting for something to shift and something to change. When we are really, really appreciative, we actually end up doing more because we have this generative energy that is with us. All right, it's time to switch into asking or me answering questions best I can. Let's see. Who or which spirit guide is supporting me with my creativity? It's really interesting. I actually feel some masculine energies with you. I was going to pull from the goddess card, but it doesn't feel right. I'm going to pull a keepers of light, because there's a mix of men and women in here, or masculines and feminines. So I was specifically feeling Shiva, which is really interesting, and also an archangel. I'm feeling a mix of Michael and Raphael. So you might want to look them up, learn more about them. Shiva, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael. I also get a grandfather energy. So one of your ancestors, grandfather energy. Just going to get another message for Pamela about creativity. Yeah. I love this. This grandfather energy is like, Archangel Michael is already one of your guides. That makes sense, because he was very like, I was like, oh, this is going to be obvious. The Raphael one, I feel like has something to do with healing, and maybe healing family lines. And there was something about Shiva that felt like powerful discipline. And so that's an interesting one as well. So Shiva, there might be something. It's not going to be the whole message. It's going to be something about Shiva that he supports you with. Okay. We have Bridget or Brigitte, inner strength. Raphael, yeah, of course. Of course. And this says, move back to wholeness, recognize that you have the power. And I really was feeling like this masculine energy. So recognizing you have the power, building a sense of strength, but still carrying about, obviously, in your feminine, receptive, creative way. Yeah, Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is like a Hindu god, which is why I was like, oh, it's a bit surprising that he jumped up first. But there's something about Lord Shiva. I feel like it could be Arthur, actually, Pamela. I feel like it could be. It does feel right. I also feel a great grandfather on your other side. So whatever side, if your granddad Arthur's from your mom's side, then I feel a great grandfather energy on your father's side, but or reverse that, flip it if you need to. And so I get the sense that there's someone that you knew, or that you like are going to be more easily able to. Charles, yeah, that you're going to be more easily able to connect to, or then there's the, yeah, kind of flip other one. That other one, so the Charles feels like helping. Arthur's on your dad's side, and Charles is the great grandfather on your mom's side, I'm guessing. So Charles feels very important. Arthur is like they're supporting, and Charles is like going to open up a lesson for you, or open up an opportunity for you within your creative project. I feel it more with Charles. But there's a lot of masculine energy supporting you with this creativity right now. So that's a really interesting thing to be thankful for. Like, I feel like some sense of devotion to the divine masculine is important. And this also is going to relate to bringing in your next family or your next love. That's interesting slip of the tongue as well. Your interesting, oh, wow. Your next love partner. It feels like you're going to need to actually do some devotion towards the masculine energy and sort of immerse yourself with the beauty of the divine masculine energy. And so when you integrate that internally, it's going to be so much easier. That's your mom's granddad. Yeah. I've felt a lot of divine masculine energy. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And so feeling it and then also being in devotion to it, it's almost two different things. And it can be a struggle because often as women growing up in this climate, in this time, we tend to feel like we need to hold both and carry both. And we have a much more difficult time actually surrendering to and devoting ourselves to and being in service to the divine masculine, but it actually brings us so much more power when we can accept that role and still see ourselves as equal. Katumi, yeah, oh, totally solid energy for you. We also have this Holy Spirit card which says expect miracles. I see this specifically about your creative work. And it says, remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally and spirit has your back. So this like surrender to miracles, surrender. Yeah, you feel more connected to the masculine energy somehow. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's like the masculine energy that allows the act of miracles to happen, right? And then the feminine witnesses these. So it's like you're being asked to hold that space of expecting, witnessing, and believing in and having faith in miraculous um, the miraculous messages to come that influence your creative work. That's a lot of guides. That was fun. All right. Who's next? Svetlana, what to expect next in love? I'm feeling such like immediate, like personal love energy. And this does feel like the energy for this week, but it also feels like what's connected to you and your story, Svetlana, is that it's like really opening up internally in your own self to be able to like fully. It actually makes me feel a bit emotional. Oh, you're welcome, Pamela. But yeah, this actually makes me feel like a bit emotional, thinking, whoa, uh, whoa, I haven't loved myself this deeply before, this type of feeling. Almost like self-love is a bit of like a sure kind of yeah, sure, sort of putting it off type of vibe. I'm curious whether you do singing. This is so odd, Svetlana, but I'm really feeling like needing to sing. Okay, what to expect next in love? Miracles and blessings. Holy miracle energy, everybody. Miracles and blessings. It says everything has its gift. So acting as if your partner is already here, treating them your life as if they're already here, expecting miracles. This is like beautiful ways to get into alignment with, our greatest dreams in love, truly. Let me know how that resonates with you. I'm going to pull a romance angel card for you as well. Actually, I'm feeling the affirmation. So this is very much self-focused. So it's like what's next in love is cultivating so much more of it for yourself that it's almost like people around you have no choice but to want to share in that with you. Does that make sense? Your miracle would be super deep love in yourself that is then easily shared with another. And also, you don't need to know what the miracles are to trust that miracles happen. And sometimes our human minds, we do try to define so much what we want to come in and be like, oh, I want this. I want the miracle of me having $1 million. Okay, well, that's not really a miracle. That's just a goal then. A miracle is something that you couldn't even see happening. And so I want you to believe that there are unknown good things coming to you that you can't even know. You can't even understand, that I couldn't even tell you, because it's not in divine order for me to tell you. Because if I told you, then you could look out for it. But to not look out for it, it's like a surprise gift, That's what I feel. And I promise I'm not trying to evade the question. It just, that is like the message that comes through. It's important for us to keep some level of mystery and surprise alive. Graciousness is my power. I am gracious. I am considerate. I am thoughtful. Being thoughtful is the one that sticks out to me, because being thoughtful is like, you have so much love going on in your own sort of your own heart, that you feel delighted to share with others. You feel delighted to give to others, and that you feel, in a sense, in service to people. It says, I allow the generosity of my spirit to shine through my thoughts, feelings, words, and actions, and to be very thankful of affections when they come by, even if you do not wish to return them in equal way. So it's like, if some, I don't know, if some like friend of yours who you don't see yourself with romantically expresses feelings, you could just be so thoughtful, gracious, thankful, considerate of their feelings, without it being like, oh, I'm waiting for all this love, but then this one person says that they have feelings. That's not even what I want. It's like, okay, there's two different ways you could handle that. One is really thankful that love is all around you. I'm also feeling drawn to pull another one. Let's see. Tell me what your question is, Svetlana, when you say, is there someone? And then I need to switch on to someone else, because I try not to answer too many all in a row, especially, the questions that we have, they can speak to where we have doubt, which is okay. It's okay. Is there a man? There's lots of men. What is your specific question? Is there someone? Is there a man? Like, the question is, it's funny too, because I remember now, and I don't always recall what I've said in channeling mind, but I remember now saying that this is in a really important time for you to be focusing on your own healing and your own self-love. And I don't see a question coming with that, and so it's interesting to me that I feel like there's an avoidance, or like a lack, maybe a denial, a deception. Maybe the deception is with yourself in this way, to say, I don't really think that's an issue. I don't think that's a problem. It may not be a problem, but there may be much more for you to do in healing your heart before a man is ready to come in. Okay, we have grace is my power. So graciousness and grace, which feels really interesting, really particular. It says, I am graceful, I am charming, I am captivating. With elegance and quiet confidence, I allow my authentic aura to glow and attract. So I keep seeing someone like sitting, having wine by yourself, and that your aura itself, the energy that you take up, just happens to attract people. And it's like that quiet, that quiet confidence, quiet self-assurance. But quiet self-assurance does not happen overnight. It really needs to come from within. And it's not someone having wine hoping that someone looks in their direction. It's literally someone treating themselves because they love spending time with themselves. And that is what's so attractive. That's why it doesn't work if you're just thinking, oh, well, maybe I'll just go sit somewhere and hope that someone comes up. Well, that's a very different energy than just going because you want to take yourself out and actually enjoy whatever vibe you've put together for yourself. I remember years ago, I was like sitting at a hotel bar. It wasn't a hotel, but I was sitting at like a bar. And it was like a really cool looking, it was like really old stone like walls, and they had like lush seating and stuff. And I went and ordered scotch for myself, which in Canada we call it scotch, but here in Scotland we just call it whiskey. So I went and ordered a scotch for myself, and the waitresses kept coming up to me, and it was really funny. It was like a really weird situation where I had just gone because I wanted to sit and do some writing just for myself to enjoy. And I had gotten really dressed up because later on that night, I wanted to like flirt with a man and kind of, catch his attention, which I did. But like this was before that. Okay. So I wasn't in the vibe of wanting anyone's attention when I went to this bar. It was like for later that I would do that. And so I was just totally unattached to needing any attention. I just was like going to do some writing, and I thought it'd be nice to just get myself a drink and do some writing. It was a cool vibe that I wanted to curate for myself because I was loving on myself. I was like, I'm wearing a black dress. I'm in my red lips. I was like, I'm going to bring my notebook and I'm just going to enjoy this whole little vibe for myself. And then this waitress came up to me and she seemed kind of like nervous. It was really funny. I'm not used to that. She seemed kind of nervous. And then she wasn't sure what kind of scotch they had. And I said, well, I'd take anything over 12 year, like whatever you have over 12 year, I'd love to try. And she's like, oh, okay, I don't know what that means. And I was like, okay, then. And then she said she'd go look for options. She came back with another girl. Then the other waitress came and asked me what I wanted, and I said the same thing. And she's like, wow, that's really cool. I was like, okay, I guess they find that cool, but I wasn't really looking out for that. And then a third waitress comes later on to ask me how I'm doing. And then another one of the first ones came back and then she asked me, oh, what are you working on? We're just curious. Like they were all having a conversation about me by the bar in the other room. And they kept kind of circling in and coming back. It's really, really funny because it was a reminder to me that your energy can just be so potent, so captivating, so enthralling to people when you're just really, really doing something for yourself and you're really aligned with yourself. That was like totally just a Kate vibe that I wanted to curate only for me. I just happened to look good because I was trying to impress someone later, but it wasn't in that energy there. And so that's the kind of energy that you're being asked to like cultivate for yourself. This feeling of like you love your life so much, you're going to make it a dream with or without, right? Act as if your partner is already here. They just are late getting to you. You know what I mean? And you're not mad at them for that. You're just loving your life. It's like you're waiting for them to join you at dinner, but you've ordered yourself the best appetizer and they're going to pay for it. It's like that kind of vibe. It makes so much sense that they found your energy appealing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it totally made sense to me after the fact. But at the time I was like, what's happening? It's like, why are they all coming up to me? Yeah, it was really funny. And yeah, I was like, oh, I'm just writing some poetry. They're like, oh my God, we just think you're so cool. Like you just came in here, like ordered a scotch. We didn't even know what that was. And you're just like sitting here writing poetry. Like, thanks, guys. They really did make me feel so confident. And then it was funny when I went out to this place where I wanted to, attract someone's attention. I was like, I already got so much attention. I barely even need that guy's attention, at that point. And that's kind of the energy as well. It's like I've already given myself so much attention. I'm not desperate or wanting or craving for someone else to fill that for me. And so it's like giving yourself the amount of attention that you're hoping for with a man. So Svetlana, let me know how this resonates. That was like a story about my life, but it should have some sort of connection to what we were reading for you as well. Okay, let's see what else. Alexandra, when I have my I don't know what LTB court is, but when I have my LTB court for the red home, will it be dismissed? Will they proceed? Do I get to keep it or get eviction? Okay, that is a lot of questions. Didn't I already answer this? I feel like I already answered this. Housing court. I feel like I already answered this in saying that you need to be done with thinking about the red home as like a greater part of your future. Doesn't that answer the question? Like, it's funny. I have a voice in my head that isn't my thoughts, I promise. I have this voice in my head that goes, why isn't that answer good enough? Why isn't that answer good enough? Like, so it's very interesting. Kind of. So what is missing with my description? Oh, Svetlana, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking my advice. Um, the court outcome, but what changes if you know the court outcome, Alexandra? What changes? Like, I still feel the focus is not going in a direction that's supportive to your highest alignment, which is why I'm being cautious not to answer questions that come from, that question, the story that I just shared. Mine had to do with loving myself and romance, but yours might have to do with security, stability, and what you want for your life. I don't feel like you're going to keep the house in the fall. Does that help? Okay. So if that's true, right? So like let's hold this energy. If that's true, then what else becomes important, right? If from the fall on, I'm asking you to not expect and look at the house being a part of your life and your dream and everything, could you let go? Could you slice away the old dream and old belief that you need the red home? Could you slice that away? And then what remains as truthful? What remains as important to you? Because I keep feeling like, let's read your other question here. You told me to ask questions that would be for me. Yeah. Great. Okay. Perfect. You told me to ask questions that would be for me. What do you mean by that? What can I do to be productive? I feel like I'm mostly wasting time. I feel like you have a sense of the idea that you're wasting time because you're putting energy into an empty well that continues to be like a black hole. So that's never going to come up with water. So you're like, okay, I'll just keep pouring water into the well. Maybe eventually, if I pour enough, it will sort of come up. But if it's a black hole, it's not going to resurface. And then there's this other well. I don't know why the well thing is coming up, but you have two wells, okay? One of them has a black hole at the bottom. One of them you're just not tending to. And it might just be because it's out of sight. It might be because it looks worse than another, at least right now. But as soon as you start putting water into it, you realize how beautiful this well is, how much it can give to you. And it's like one bucket of water goes in and somehow magically it doubles. And so if it's magically doubling in water every time, you're actually not even having to put as much energy towards it. And yet it gives you so much more. Whereas this red home is the black hole well. I'm sure you could think of that. And what's in this magic well is the one dream life scenario that has you shifting away from this red home that your mind is not feeling ready to look at. Your mind is likely not feeling ready to look at it because you are feeling like you don't have the energy to fulfill those dreams. But if this fact were to be considered, and if the well was actually a black hole that you're putting all this energy into, then that's actually the thing that's wasting your energy and allowing you to be in a place of distraction and it's difficult to be productive towards something that's not going to give you energy back. So your energy is doing the right thing, but you're putting your focus towards something that's not giving you any positive feeling back. It's just trying to hold on to what you've always known. So it's like someone told you years ago, you need to be here. This is what you need to do. And you've just stuck to that. But there will be a new vision of your life that ends up being actually fulfilling on an energetic level so much that it doubles your energy. So it's like I put a little bit into my business and so much comes out of it right now. And that's because it is so aligned, the stuff that I've finally kind of matched my career to do. I get way more out of my career than I used to because I've worked on getting that aligned and I've had to say no to a lot of things and let go of a lot of things that even were past dreams in order to accept these ones. Um, if we alders know I'll lose the red house, can I make some money there before I lose it? Do you see me making any money making operations there? Minimal. So like I said, black hole, right? So step into the visual here. This is like a very important thing to hold here is I'm viewing the red home, the well, as a dream that looked good and has now created a vortex that everything gets sunk into and then, ultimately is not to be found again. So what will you start putting your energy into, knowing that this is how these two wells work? Now, someone has told you, hey, by the way, that well that you've been ignoring, it's a magic well. Whatever you put into it is going to double, right? If you believe that, then start exploring what could that other well be. And to answer your question, and then I've got to shift on. I feel like we had another question in. Maybe we don't. Oh, yeah, we do. We have Angie's question. So I want to get to Angie's question before I need to switch over here into Soul Circle Oracle. Anyone else, please feel free to get in your question. I know that there are more people here than have asked questions, so please do feel free to get in a question before I head out. I'm happy to answer it for you. To answer your question, Alexandra, what I mean by asking questions that are for you means about you and not about what's outside of you. Because in this whole story, oh, and Pamela, yes, I'll do the romance card. Thank you for reminding me. What's outside of you, even in this well story, right, are two places to put energy. And one of them being something that's going to give you a lot back, and one of them being this black hole. What's happening in the story is that you, as the person, keep dumping water into the red home well because of some feeling like you can't separate from that, otherwise you'll be left without water. What you're ignoring is there could be double the water if you simply trust and have faith in, and this is a very miracle-based message this week for everyone, right? So have faith in a miracle that perhaps when you put energy into something new, it could double back what it has given. I do not feel the red home in any alignment. And so it would be in your best interest to focus on what in you, what inside of you, and what healing needs to be done. Because what is inside of you keeps looking towards the red home as if, even though I've delivered this message many times already, and it's not offensive to me. I'm just, I'm trying to help here. What is in you keeps going towards that red home, likely because of some fear, likely because of scarcity of mind, likely because you don't feel like things are enough, or that people are taking advantage of you, or that you're out of control, or any of these stories that could come up for our mind, right? And so it's almost like this fixation on this black hole well because it's so dramatic, right? This other one's sitting quiet. So why would you pay attention to it? It's quiet. Well, it's quiet because you haven't done anything to it, right? So hopefully that helps sort of wrap around some shift. What I mean by asking questions about you is asking questions about you and not what's outside of you. What's outside of you is all of these other chaotic circumstances. What's inside of you is the thing that needs to be healed and come into alignment so that you can accept this life that you are meant for. Okay. Angie, how do you feel my travel YouTube will be successful? Would love your insight. Okay, you need to define success. So while you're defining success for me, what does successful look like to you? Because my version of successful is going to look totally different from yours. And so I can't even answer that until you define it for me. It's one of those really annoying ones for me. I find, not that you annoyed me, but just like whenever I try to answer that question for people, successful, I always need them to define what does success look like for you in that context, because I don't want to answer incorrectly. I don't want to give you an answer that isn't right just because of whatever I'm seeing. Okay, now I'm going to pull Pamela's card. So please, if you're here, Angie, just let me know what successful YouTube looks like to you. And don't be afraid to get specific. Jay, you can also get a romance card. And you're welcome to come on to Soul Circle Oracle right after this as well. I'm happy to read even further on this. We can really get into it in Soul Circle. Okay, so Angie, what does credible look like? Let's just keep digging in on this. I'm happy to answer this question fully here. What does credible look like? Okay, I'm going to get one more here for Pamela. Yeah. Oof. I just got this like rush of nerves. It's funny. They don't feel like they're mine, but whew, goodness. Be brave, everyone. It's going to be okay. Everything you want can work out. You just got to believe. Got to believe. Put that energy out there. Put that thought out there, even for a little bit, until you believe it, that actually everything could work out exactly how you need it to. Angie, absolutely. You can create good quality, valuable, and enjoyable content. And I do see other people enjoying your YouTube. So if that is what success looks like to you, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm actually surprised you're even asking that question. If that's your version, I'm curious what made you doubt that. Like, because we tend to ask a question when we're lacking information, as we do. I'm curious what would have made you doubt that, because of course other people will enjoy it, and of course you can create good quality, valuable, and enjoyable content as you define it. Okay, Pamela, you have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Duh. This one you already knew, I can tell. And lots of angelic support. Okay, so lots of angelic support. There's even cherubs in this one. It says, this could be the one. This could be the one. I do feel your next partner is going to be one that really stays. And it's going to be a really grounded home feeling, like family feeling. It's going to feel like that person is just in your life. They're just right in there. And it absolutely makes sense. And it's interesting. It says this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. And if that's true, I feel like it's someone you met many years ago, which is really interesting. So I'm curious whether that resonates with you at all, because I would feel it even to be like 20 years ago you might have met them. Yeah. Whew. I don't know what this energy is, but I'm like, I'm feeling all like, I know I'm sitting kind of in the sunshine, but I'm feeling very like heated and overwhelmed. There's a bit of like nervousness. So, yeah, just be brave, everyone. There's everything that, happens when you get yourself into alignment is absolutely the stuff that you're ready for, so there's nothing that's going to cross your path that you cannot handle. This relates to romance. This relates to housing. This relates to creativity and career. Time will tell. Time will tell. Very exciting. I also see this person. I don't know if I've said this one to you before, Pamela, but I see this person really, really enjoying hand holding, like really, really just being so happy to hold your hold your hand and walk around in town. I feel this like very like hand based energy between you two, that you're just gonna feel like super connected. It's so nice. It is so, so nice. So I am patient, knowing that whatever is of the highest good is already coming to me, right? It's already on its way. Act as if your partner is here. They already are. They just aren't actually physically right there next to you right now. Okay, Jay. And Angie, let me know if you have any more questions. I am logging off in 2 minutes or so to get on to Soul Circle Oracle for our weekly Sunday Soul Circle Oracle sessions. We do these on Zoom, and it's for any current regular clients, any Empath Energetics clients and grads. Hey, Laura. Hey, Laura. I'm just kind of wrapping up, so I feel bad that I don't have enough time for questions and things. But yeah, if there's a follow-up for Angie, feel free. Jay, I'm going to start you here, and then I invite you to join the Soul Circle Oracle, as you are so welcome to. It says, let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. So I do feel like a bit of fixation, trying to figure things out. And even though that's really important, I feel like there's a lack of belief. There's a doubt that's coming into your mind of like, we say this, act as if your partner is here. Pamela's been like writing to, her next future partner. And it's like, you have to kind of create this feeling, or like you're invited to create this feeling to cultivate as if you really do feel that person's energy, that next person's energy, and that you can sense them, thinking of you just like you're thinking of them, even though you don't actually know who that person is yet. And for you, I feel like there's sort of like a sense of judgment or doubt Skepticism kind of comes to mind, skepticism. And so that's not natural, right? Naturally, you would be in a receptive and loving place in order to match that with this next person that you will be with. You also have forgiving and learning. Forgiving and learning says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So it's like you don't really know what's going to come because you're basing it off of sort of what you've known and not what you haven't known. And so it feels like there's going to be a lot of unknowns and a lot of new things to know with this next partner that comes into your life. And in it very, very, very important that you shift out of a place of any doubt of them, and that could be you doubt it could happen because of something that's happened in your past or something that hasn't happened in your past. Sometimes when we haven't run into great love, we tend to just be like, well, maybe it doesn't exist, right? And I absolutely urge all of you, every single one of you, to never accept that as truth. That's like a thing to cully slice away, okay? So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your week, everyone. Please, do your best to believe in miracles. We have miracle messages coming from 2 decks today, and it feels like a really potent week. I'd love to know what happens in your week. And just so you know, I do these daily YouTube oracle readings. I love watching people come in and look at them. And if you ever get something valuable out of it, or even if you just want to say here, watching, it really, really helps the channel grow. And I'm so excited to have this channel grow because when I can get monetized, it allows me to feel so confident about staying on here and continuing to build this little community that we have. So thank you all for being here. If you do want to donate to my PayPal, the link's below. If you want to do some work with me, some hypnotherapy work to shift some of those deep beliefs that might be blocking you from what it is that you're naturally aligned to without those, then check that all below. So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your week, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Take care.